Good evening and a very warm welcome. This is Primetime News coming to you live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. I'm Thiruni Karunaratna. Let's start off with a look at tonight's top stories. Schools in Colombo, Gampaha and Kalania education zones closed due to heavy showers. 118,000 people affected by extreme weather. Kalu, Kalani rivers and Attanagalu Oya at minor flood level. Landslide warnings for 8 districts. President urges need for strong political power to drive crucial government decisions. Hirunika steps down from national organizer role in Samagi Banita Balavegaya.
මම මෙවැනි තීරණයක් ගන්න කල්පනා කර ඉතින් අපි නවකයන්ටත් අවස්ථාව දෙන්න ඕනේ.
Grand finale of Sri Lanka's Got Talent Season 2. A night of extraordinary talent gets underway. On to your top story for this evening. Authorities have decided to close all schools in the Colombo education zone tomorrow due to the prevailing showers in the country. All schools in the Gampaha and Kalania education zones will also be closed for 2 days, including tomorrow and the following day. Meanwhile, 118,210 people from 30,017 families have been affected by the heavy showers. According to the updated situation report from the Disaster Management Center this morning, 6,852 individuals from 1,721 families are currently sheltered in 79 safe locations. The majority of the damage has been reported from the Gampaha district. Now, 3 fatalities were also reported from across the country. What is the situation now? All schools in the Colombo education zone will be closed tomorrow. Chief Secretary of the Western Province, Dhammika Vijayasinghe, said all schools in the Gampaha and Kalani education zones and the Kolonava and Kaduwela education zones will be closed tomorrow and on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education decided today to allow provincial authorities to close schools based on the situation. The Gampaha district is reported to be the most affected district from the adverse weather conditions over the past few days. Gampaha, Kandana, Ja'ala, Ekala and Ganemulla have suffered severe flooding due to the overflowing of the Attanagalu Oya. Traffic along the Gampaha-Ja'ala road and the Gampaha-Kandana road was also disrupted. Residents said that water levels in several areas, including Gampaha, have not receded due to the temporary supply route set up for the transportation of construction materials for the Kandy-Colombo Expressway.
ඉතින් මේවට විකල්ප වශයෙන් කිසිම කෙනෙක් මේ වෙනකන් බලලා නැහැ කටයුතු කරලා නැහැ. කැකුලංගොඩ ඒ කිරිඳු විට ඔය තව කොස්සෝ විට මේ පැත්ත ඔක්කොම යට වෙනවා. තව එහාට තියෙනවා ඉතින් ගම්මාන රසක් කිරිඳු විට අම්බාගු විට ඒ හරියට යට වෙලා තියෙනවා.
හයිවේ මාර්ගය දැන් වසර ගන්නක ඉඳන් අක්‍රිය වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ වෙනකොට හයිවේ මාර්ගයේ කිසිම වැඩසටහනක් යන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා මේ පාරවල් හයිවේ මාර්ගයෙන් කපපු සියලුම ඇලවේලි දැන් මේ අවහිර වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ජල බස්නාවල් ටික හයිවේ මාර්ගයෙන් දැන් වැහිලා තියෙන්නේ මේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ප්‍රවාහනය සඳහා පාරවල් භාවිතා කිරීම නිසා. ඒ නිසා හයිවේ මාර්ගයෙන් උඩ පැත්තේ ප්‍රදේශය සීඝ්‍රයෙන් යට වෙනවා.
මම හිතන්නේ මේ තත්ත්වය මීට මාස 3කට ඉස්සෙල්ලත් උදා වුණා. ජූනි මාසේ 3 4 5 6 7 8 කියන දිනවලදී මේ වගේ විශාල ගංවතුර තර්ජනයකට ලක් වුණා. මේක දිගින් දිගටම දැන් පුරුද්දක් වශයෙන් මේ තත්ත්වය ඇති වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා මම හිතන්නේ මේකට ස්ථිර විසඳුම්
Newsfirst correspondents reported that the Road Development Authority took action yesterday to widen the drainage system along the roads as a temporary solution to help the water recede. Kalani Mulla remains flooded due to the overflowing of the Kalani River. Traffic along the Ambatale-Bodhi lane remains disrupted. Hangwalla, Godaparagudalla, Jayaviragoda, Sivalivatta and Valavatta are still underwater due to the overflowing of the Kalani River. Our Newsfirst correspondent reported that many houses in these areas are submerged. Due to the overflowing of the Kalani River, many houses and roads in Kalani and around the Kalani Bridge remain submerged. Over 50 houses in the area are significantly affected by the floods, and traffic in the areas has come to a complete standstill. Due to the overflowing of the Kalani River, the old road from Colombo to Avisavella, including Kaduwela, Balivita and Hevagama, is completely submerged, causing a complete halt to traffic in the area. Meanwhile, Velevatta in Ballampitiya remains flooded due to the overflowing of the Kalani River. Our Newsfirst correspondent reported that approximately 300 households are affected by this situation. Currently, these residents are taking refuge in several designated safe locations in the area. The Nagalagam street is currently experiencing minor flood levels due to the overflowing of the Kalani River. The Department of Irrigation has advised residents in low-lying areas along the river to remain vigilant. The Disaster Management Centre has also urged motorists to exercise caution while travelling through the affected areas. Due to rising water levels in the Kaluganga, several low-lying areas nearby are submerged. Newsfirst correspondents reported that areas such as Naragala, Ballapitiya, Beheravatta and Yala continue to be inundated. Due to rising water levels of the Ging River, multiple sections along the old road from Baddegama to Nayapamula have experienced landslides, causing significant disruptions to traffic along the road. Newsfirst correspondent reported that several low-lying areas in the vicinity remain submerged. Additionally, many locations in the lower Bakvalla area are also currently underwater. Meanwhile, several areas including Chilau, Maikulama and Asrafvatta remain submerged. Newsfirst correspondent reported that there is no effective mechanism in place for the water to recede in these areas. As a result, residents are facing severe hardships.
वर्ष 30කට ආසන්න ගානක් තිස්සේ මේ මයිකුලම් ප්‍රදේශයේ නොකොඩවා ගම් වතුර ආපදාවට ලක් වෙනවා. ඒකට ප්‍රධානම හේතුව තියෙන්නේ කරවිට ජලාශයෙන් එළියට දාන වතුර මුන්නේශ්වරමෙන් තිඹිල්ලටවත් දැදුරුවටවත් යන්නේ නැතුව මුන්නේශ්වරමෙන් නැවත නල්ලාගම් වැවටත් පණංකුඩා වැවටත් ඇවිල්ලා මේ මයිකුලම් පණංකුඩාවත් මේ තියෙන වසම් සියල්ල යට කරගෙන කලපුවක් වෙනවා.
They signed a letter to the president complaining about this situation today.
It should be noted that in the past 24 hours there has been no significant rainfall in the river basins, allowing for a gradual decrease in water levels. However, particularly in areas along the Attanagaluya, there remains a possibility of increased floods in areas such as Gampaha, Vattala and Jayala. It is important to emphasize that water from higher areas continues to flow downwards, so there should not be excessive concern at this time. The situation regarding the Kalani River remains the same. If the current weather persists, there is a potential for the existing flood conditions to worsen. We urge everyone to remain vigilant and monitor the situation closely.
තත්ත්වය තවදුරටත් වර්ධනය වීමක් සිදු වුවහොත් පවතින මේ ගම් වතුර තත්ත්වයන් නැවත වර්ධනය වීමේ හැකියාව පවතින බව අවධාරණය කරන්න කැමැතියි.
A 34-year-old man has died after being swept away by floodwaters in Kalanimulla. Police said that he was on a boat in a flooded area when the accident occurred. His body was found this morning after he went missing last night.
He went to a flooded area. Then he, along with a few others of us, boarded to a boat to go around the flooded region. After travelling a certain distance, the boat suddenly capsized. We also saved ourselves with the greatest difficulty. There were 8 of us. Both my daughter and wife were also on the boat. I pushed them ashore. We then noticed that our friend had gone missing.
In the last 3 days, 3 people have lost their lives due to flood-related incidents. The Sri Lanka Navy said that 6 flood teams have been deployed in several areas of the Gampaha and Colombo districts to provide relief to the people. In addition, 24 disaster relief teams from the Western Naval Command are on standby, ready for immediate deployment as needed. Additional 44 relief teams, including 9 teams from the Southern Naval Command and 11 teams from the North Central Naval Command, have also been prepared. The Sri Lanka Air Force has said that helicopters are on standby to assist with flood relief efforts. How can you navigate through adverse situations?
We
kindly urge everyone to remain vigilant and responsible during this challenging situation to ensure the safety of themselves and their families. Please act only on the advice of the police and the Disaster Management Centre when engaging in activities near flooded areas or driving through affected regions. It is crucial to follow the instructions provided by disaster management agencies at all times.
Landslide warnings remain in effect for 8 districts. The National Building Research Organisation said that this includes several divisional secretariat divisions in the Colombo, Kalathura, Gampaha, Gaul, Kegol, Kurunagala, Nuwara Eliya and Ratnapura districts. Will the prevailing weather persist?
The showers are gradually decreasing. This doesn't mean that it will completely stop. We can expect a few more days of showers, especially in the southern coastal areas. The wind speed in the sea areas from Gaul to Hambantota can exceed 50 to 70 km per hour at times. There is also a risk of very rough seas during thunderstorms around the coastal areas. The fishing and naval communities are advised to be aware of this.
Sri Lanka decides.
Leader of the National People's Power, President Anura Kumara Dissanayake emphasized the necessity for a strong political mandate to effectively implement governmental decisions. Now, he acknowledged the challenge and responsibility that lies ahead in securing this mandate in the upcoming general election.
A meeting of National People's Power candidates contesting the general election took place in Thalawatagura this morning. The session was led by President Anura Kumara Dissanayake along with General Secretary of the National People's Power, Dr. Nihal Abesinghe, and General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, Tilvin Silva.
We are currently
navigating a transitional phase aimed at achieving strong political power. During this time, we must focus on key areas of improvement, implement efficient changes and demonstrate patience where needed. A stronger political mandate is essential for making critical decisions and advancing our initiatives. Therefore, our challenge and responsibility is to secure this power. We must work diligently to establish a strong power in Parliament on the 14th of November. To achieve a strong political mandate, it is essential that our representation embodies both qualitative characteristics and substantial quantitative presence that meets societal expectations. Without this focus on quality, a parliament filled merely with numbers will ultimately be ineffective. You are responsible of appointing that qualitative representation. I urge everyone not to let the expectations of our people for a quality parliament be compromised in any way. Each of you must take on the responsibility of building a parliament that not only achieves a majority in numbers but also prioritizes a serious commitment to quality.
මිනිසුන්ගෙන් පිරුණු ශක්තිමත් බලය වැඩක් නෑ මතක තබා ගන්න. එහෙමනම් අන්නේ ගුණාත්මක කොටස කැටුවේ ඉන්නේ ඔබ.
The President also stressed the importance of safeguarding public trust in the new parliament.
ඔබට මතක ඇති අපි කිව්වා මේ ජනාධිපතිවරණ කාලේදී අපි කිව්වා මේ ජනාධිපතිවරණයේදී මාලිමාව ඉදිරියෙන් ගහන කතරය මහත් ඵල ගෙනත් දෙන කතරයක් කියලා. නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ තරඟයෙන්ම කොච්චර ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉවත් කරලා තිබෙනවද? ලංකාවේ මීට පෙර ඉතිහාස.
We have a significant opportunity in this election campaign to prove our approach to other political factions and our vision for a new society, especially to those who may have doubts about our campaign. It is crucial that we maintain a conflict-free environment and avoid any form of anger. Just as parents care for their children, we must not lose the bond we share with our people or neglect our responsibility towards them and the trust they place in us. If we fail in this duty, we are not fulfilling our humanity. I believe this election is a decisive election in the history of Sri Lanka. We have already won, and this is the election that will strengthen that victory. It is time for us to begin the real work ahead. Together, united under our slogan, everyone of the compass, we will move forward.
ජයග්‍රහණයක් කරලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ ජයග්‍රහණය තවත් ශක්තිමත් කරන මැතිවරණය. ඒ මැතිවරණයේ නියම කාර්යයට ඔබ පණ පවන්න සූදානම් වෙලා තිබෙනවා. ඔබ හැම දෙනාගේම අපි ඉල්ලා හිටින්නේ. අපි එක්ව මාලිමාවේ අපි එකට තමයි සටන් පාටේ.
Say no to all 225. This is a public outcry that has emerged in the recent times. In response, several prominent figures who contested in previous elections or were elected to parliament through the national list have decided to drop out from the general election race this year. From those who were elected into parliament in the general election held last, many have chosen to enter parliament this time through the national list.
Among those opting not to contest in the upcoming general election are 4 former presidents. They are Mahinda Rajapaksa, Maithripala Sirisena, Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Ranil Wickremesinghe. Among the 4, all except Gotabaya Rajapaksa have been actively engaged in politics for nearly 5 decades. In the recent past, many prominent politicians who represented the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna in parliament and won elections are either not contesting this time or are not included in the national list. Chamal Rajapaksa, Dr. Nalaka Godahewa, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, Kanaka Herath, Sisira Jayakodi, Geeta Kumarasinghe, Vasudeva Nanayakara, Anupa Pasquale, Kehelia Rambakwella, Shehan Semasinghe, John Senaviratna, Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, Lohan Ratwatta, Jayanta Samaravira, Janaka Bandara Thenakun, Vimal Viravansha, Sahan Pradeep Withana, D.B. Herath, Sita Arambe Pulla, Gunapala Ratnasekara, Vimalavira Disanayaka, Prasanna Ranatunga, S.B. Disanayaka, Akile Lavala, Siripala Gamlat, Govinda Kumaratunga, Sudarshana Denipitiya, Sampath Atakorala, Vijita Berugoda, Shan Vijayalal De Silva, Nalaka Bandara Kottegoda, Sudat Manjula, Mohammad Muzammil, Gayashan Navananda, Major Pradeep Undugoda, Jagat Pushpakumara, S. Vyalendran, and President's Council Ali Sabri are not contesting this time or are not included in the national list. Gamini Lokuge, who has contested and won not only in the last general election but also in previous ones, has been included in the national list of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. Gamini Walebuda, who was elected to parliament last time representing the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, is now included in the national list for the Sarvajana Balaya. 6 who contested and were elected in the last general election under the Samagi Janabala Vegel are either not contesting this time or are not included in the national list. They are Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca, Patali Champika Ranavaka, Mayantha Disanayaka, A.H.M. Fauzi, Lakshman Kirialla and Niroshan Pereira. Meanwhile, Venerable Athuraliya Ratanathera, who has served as a parliamentarian representing multiple parties since 2004, will not be contesting this time. He was last elected to parliament through the national list of the Ape Janabala party. When Ranil Wickremesinghe was elected as president by a vote in parliament, Wajira Abeyewardena, who entered parliament through the national list of the United National Party, is also not contesting this time or included in the national list. In the last general election, Charles Nirmalanathan and S. Nogaradalingam, who represented the Ilangai Tamilarasa Katchi, will not be contesting this time. Ahmed Nazir and H.M.M. Harris, who were elected to parliament representing the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, have also decided not to contest in this election. C.V. Vigneshwaran, who came to parliament representing the Tamil Makkal Desiya Kutani, will not be contesting this time and is not included in the national list of any party.
Former MP Chandima Veerakkudi said that if the public does not carefully examine the nomination lists presented by various parties and groups, the consequences could be even more detrimental in the future than what has already occurred.
We urge the public to go thoroughly investigate all candidates on the lists, including ourselves, to determine whether they have a proper understanding of the parliamentary system and governance, as well as if they are populists. It is essential to assess whether they possess the desire, capability, maturity and relevant training and experience to advocate for the rights of the country and uphold its supreme law. I strongly encourage everyone to research each candidate individually. Failing to do so could lead to further harm to our nation.
Former Minister Keheliya Rambukwella said today that he will retire temporarily from active politics.
Keheliya Rambukwella said that he will retire from active politics. He expressed these views following a party meeting today.
I won't go into detail about recent events. I firmly believe that if I have the opportunity to engage in clean politics again, I will do so without hesitation. By clean politics, I mean operating from the highest level of integrity, which I trust to be upheld by an independent judiciary. If such an opportunity arises, I believe there will still be a place for people like myself in the political arena, even if we do not hold a formal position in politics.
My father built our house in Kandy long before he entered politics. However, that house has mostly been enjoyed by the people of the Kandy district. I believe there isn't a single person in this district who hasn't had a cup of coffee or a meal there. As my father temporarily steps back from politics today, the house has become a focal point, especially following the fire that occurred 2 years ago. He is taking a break from politics to focus on rebuilding that home, inviting everyone to come and share a cup of tea and a meal together, just as we used to do. Hirunika Premachandra announced her resignation from the role as the national organizer of the Samagi Vanitha Balavegya during a media briefing today. She also expressed her intention to contest in the upcoming general election as a member of the Samagi Jana Sandhana.
I am contesting as a candidate in the upcoming general election as a member of the Samagi Jana Balavegya and the Samagi Jana Sandhana. However, I have been considering stepping down from all the responsibilities I have held so far. As I convene this media briefing as the national organizer of the Samagi Vanitha Balavegya today, I want to confirm that I have tendered my resignation from my position as the national organizer of the Samagi Vanitha Balavegya to the Secretary Ranjit Madhuma Bandara. I want to emphasize that we launched the Samagi Vanitha Balavegya with great passion and dedication. This movement has been very close to my heart, like a part of my life. We initiated significant battles together. I received tremendous support from the beloved women of the Samagi Vanitha Balavegya. Ultimately, I feel that we have managed to hold on the essence of our battles. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the women involved. Your contributions have been invaluable. Thank you very much. I made this decision because it's important to provide opportunities for newcomers. I had hoped by this point I would have fulfilled my responsibilities. Now I sincerely hope that the leaders can appoint a woman who is more capable and popular than I am to take on this role and continue the work effectively. The Ratnapura district group leader of the Samagi Jana Balavegya, Hesha Vithanage, responded to the statement made by actress Damithabe Ratna regarding the removal of her name from the nominations list of the general election.
No, it is my responsibility to extend best wishes to anyone in our party who has the opportunity to represent our nation. I wish everyone well. However, wishing someone well is one aspect, while actively working towards securing victory for this district is another. Every decision I have made so far for this district has been aimed at fulfilling the aspirations of the people and has been made with the strong consensus of the people in this area. Therefore, what matters to me is not my individual standing, but the well-being of the people of Ratnapura. No, this is a democratic party. We always come together to make decisions. While executing those decisions, if there are instances where individual decisions must be made for the benefit of the people's victories, then there is nothing wrong with making those as well.
News First with the people.
The Symphony Orchestra of Sri Lanka is set to present its first ever trilingual pops concert next week. The rehearsals for the concert got underway today.
Months of preparations and days and hours and minutes of hard work bring together an amazing harmony of not just English pop music, but also music of all three Sri Lankan languages, that is Sinhala, English and Tamil, along with much, much more. Together on one stage to the melodies of Sri Lanka's #1 orchestra. Let's take a look.
Nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity.
The Symphony Orchestra of Sri Lanka present for the first time ever an unforgettable trilingual pops concert featuring the iconic Chitral Somapala along with the harmonious award-winning Soul Sounds Academy Choir.
SOSL Pops concert has always been something special, and what makes the 2024 SOSL Pops even more special is the fact that we will be celebrating it in all three languages, so it would be a trilingual Pops concert. Of course, the Soul Sounds family will be singing with the orchestra under the baton of Nishanta Varnakula Surya. The new addition to the family, if I may say so, is the Soul Sounds Academy Children's Choir, and they too will be performing something special, maybe not Tamil, Sinhala, English, but something really special, also apt for the concert.
The SOSL Pops concert under the baton of conductor Nishanta Varnakula Surya will showcase approximately 70 musicians playing 27 diverse instruments from the Symphony Orchestra of Sri Lanka. The event will also feature over 80 vocalists from the award-winning Soul Sounds Academy Choir alongside the legendary Chitral Somapala, who will take the stage as the featured soloist.
It's been an exciting experience bringing together a band, the choirs, the Eastern instrumentalists, and also our orchestra, and trying to come up with a program especially for you. So it has some of the favorites from all three genres, from Sinhala, Tamil pieces, and also at the same time certain much loved English themes as well.
Date 20th of October, time 7 p.m. and venue Bishop's College Auditorium. Do not miss this chance of experiencing and witnessing a harmonious evening filled with music, joy and love. This is SOSL Pops, a trilingual extravaganza.
See you there!
The grand finale of Sri Lanka's Got Talent Season 2 is happening right now at the Stein Studio Complex in Ratmalana, and excitement is at an all-time high.
Sri Lanka's Got Talent Season 2 Grand Finale.
After an incredible season filled with breathtaking performances, 6 exceptionally talented teams are set to compete for the prestigious title of Sri Lanka's Got Talent Season 2. As part of a global franchise celebrated in 80 countries, this renowned show highlights Sri Lanka's vibrant talent on an international stage, produced by Sirasa TV. This season has showcased an amazing variety of acts, from dazzling dancers and powerful singers to mind-blowing magicians and brave circus performers. Matra Dance Studio, Nipuna with Step Up, the Diamond Kick Taekwondo team, CJ's crew, Amrita School of Dance and Ravindra Kumara, all vying for the coveted crown.
Right now we are coming to you live from Stein Studios in Ratmalan, where we are witnessing a journey of finding Sri Lanka's next best talent in this year's grand finale of Sri Lanka's Got Talent Season 2. In this season, we saw a lot of performers, a lot of musicians, a lot of dancers performing their very best to come to the grand finale. And today, 6 teams will be competing in this grand finale to claim this year's title in this year's Sri Lanka's Got Talent Season 2. And all you have to do is one small thing: you can vote for your favorite team by typing SLGT in space, then your favorite team's number in space, then send it to 7788. So right now it's thrilling, it's entertaining, and you can add more words you want to because it's just exciting and also amazing. In a few more hours, Sri Lanka will be deciding its next best talent. So if you're in a global stage, on a global platform, where Sri Lankan dreams come true.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight. Thank you for watching. Take care. Good night.